Hello, Data Crunch team. My name is Juan Pablo Rincon. I am sending this recording applying to a position via LinkedIn. Hablo muy bien español, es mi lengua nativa, and I also speak English fluently, so I think these are additional points for the position. Well, regarding the first question you sent me via LinkedIn about a time where I use data visualization in a company, well, I can think of the Aruba Tourism Authority. I worked with them for 4 years. They invest in marketing to position the island as a tourism destination. They invest in the United States, in Europe, and in Latin America. And I work with them for the Latin America business unit. They invest in marketing in five different markets, including Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Peru, and others. And I created a dashboard where the marketing team could easily follow on the budget. It was a dashboard that I created in Google Data Studio, and the purpose of the dashboard was budget controlling. So via that dashboard, it was very easy to meet with the marketing team and answer questions like what was the budget performance in Argentina during January for the email marketing campaign, and specifically for the line of romance. Tourism in the island is divided in romance, corporative, and on other lines. So the model included different variables, and with some filters in the dashboard, we could easily answer that kind of questions. It was very useful for to understand budget allocations or to reallocate budget on different lines depending on the performance of the period. Also for the rolling forecast process, the dashboard was super useful. They were checking the budget on a quarterly basis, and several changes depended on or were relying on that dashboard. So I think it was really cool. Secondly, about a time that I helped a company improving profitability. Well, I helped two companies implementing a model that is called Profit First. Profit First is a model that is very useful for entrepreneurs, for small and medium companies, and it's a way to understand the accounting and the cash flow in a completely different way. The Profit First model is not the classical model based under the US GAAP, under the generally accepted accounting principles, but it's a model that helps entrepreneurs to better control on their cash flow, and how to allocate cash flow depending on the needs, or on the purpose of that cash flow. Again, I used Google Sheets and Google Data Studio to create some dashboards that allowed these companies. I'm talking about companies because I did the same for asset tutoring, something that you can see in my LinkedIn, and another company that you can Google. It's called Trility Partners. So again, I used dashboards in Google Data Studio so that when revenue came, they could easily just with a click, they could easily see how to allocate that amount, that revenue. If a million came in revenue, then how is that million going to be allocated, depending on the financial structure. So and that allocation would correspond the allocations in the model would correspond to real transfers and allocations in their bank accounts. So whenever these companies needed to, for example, when it's time to pay taxes, the money for the taxes is there, is in the dashboard, but it's also in the bank account. There's an account specifically assigned to taxes. When the salary of the owners of the company, it's very common to see company owners in not paying their own salaries. Well, with this profit first methodology, you will make sure that you allocate the money for the salary of the owner. It was reflected on the model on the Google Data Studio dashboard, and it was in the bank account. So they could control in a more effective way their cash flow, and in this model entails a reduction on expenses and costs, and that's why as a consequence their profit boosted. So well, I hope you will be inviting me to the next stage in the process.